Blood cross, but he's a Morgan. He's a registered Morgan. He's a beautiful thing. Nobody worries. He looked at him like, "Ooh, can I touch the white horsey?" No such luck, Big Red. That's nice. That's nice. Good thing he's not any taller. And when he stops, he gets really tall. Yeah, you're fine to hitch. Big White's not going to care. He's been living with Jada long enough. He doesn't much care. Apollo's quite fascinated by him. He says, "That's really a pretty sight." He says, it looks sort of like my pal. What's that? Oh, yeah. Take this thing off my ear so I can hear you. But
I think that's they're up there.
pretty close, yeah.
Okay. I need
Yeah, because he's got a long, because of the style of the carriage, he's got a long backswing spot. Particularly,
that's 9 inches. That's 9 inches.
you can take 9 off
I
anyway,
cut 10 inches off of there.
and you'd be a whole lot tighter packing for cones. And I don't think it's gonna lengthen into that. Hitting like it. It's high enough, and it's got such a sweep to boot.
Okay, I mean,
It's nice wood.
yeah, Kenny's put this together, but I don't know what you've done for varnish, but it's cracked and peeled and revarnished. But that's, I mean, all this is bad for heat off.
Well, that thing is, you saw it fine, like, all like an antique.
Yeah.
It's because both,
2 baths, 1 hole, honey.
what you get for Amish wood is never gonna be fine like that.
Yeah.
So he sawed it to a lovely thinness, and the curve of the dash is nicer than you usually get. It's got great grain.
I'm not sure how he did it.
I don't know how he did that either.
That might, some of that might be original.
Well, he used little pieces of wood, so you can make, they're narrow pieces, so you can make the curve, but it really makes it elegant.
I don't know that it was original because
Yeah,
we were surprised that he made it solid
Yeah.
all the way. That he,
No, I like it with the solid, and it gives it a fake body type sweep.
the only thing that I did, I mean, 2 things. I changed it.
You block that.
Well, it had wedges in it, but I raised the seat up
Yeah.
probably 8 inches, 9 inches.
Well, with this horse, you'd be looking at the back of the line. Once you get the radio, so you get too settled. Good boy. Good boy. He's a super guy, you know. He's a great job. People want a chance and get wrapped around stuff. Got too many pieces of what he needs. Get rid of some of them. Have in my pockets, I lose everything.
Well, I hope to do catch that stuff.
You didn't tell me not to do that. If you insist, I can go out there and sit in the truck.
No, we'll see. I think I'll just kind of warm him up to the phone a little bit.
Yeah, give him a chance to get around. Now, let's see what we got. What test were you wanting to do?
312.
Oh, okay. If you can fake that in here.
that's the first prelim test I think.
Prelim 2 is my favorite of the tests. Because there's enough to do, but not too much to do. Yeah, you do. And I also like it because it gives the horse long enough to actually settle and get going. of my big frustrations in life is prelim 3, that the horse never gets a chance to go right. I like these things, Kathy. They're neat.
Oh, good. Yeah, I'm glad. Yeah, I do too. Yeah, Jan brought them
She left
here.
me supplies, so I've been drinking them.
Yeah.
Yeah, nicely taken care of. I don't get out of my cave very often.
I didn't get my bucking on tape yesterday.
You what?
I didn't get my bucking episode on
Oh, you
tape
didn't?
yesterday.
Oh, that was
'cause
quite the show.
It was, yes.
One of the gypsies bucked this morning.
Oh,
Prince,
really?
so coming up, they were lined up for arrangemanship class,
Uh-huh.
and Paul was on the edge. There was plenty of room to get by, and Big Red was just standing looking sweet. Gypsy came to that wall and got just close to him. Did the dirty little buck. But the same gypsy that bucked her off and hurt her twice.
Oops.
Which is why she stopped riding.
Oh, yeah. She had him with Raymond, right?
Mm.
Yeah. That's why he was.
I run out of range with this carriage too.
You do. You definitely do.
One thing about Carnes with him is, I don't have standards.
Well, he goes 18 kph.
Never short on time.
Donna Crookston's horse now is half standard bred, half Dutch, and the navigator has one of those apps. Tells you how fast you're going all the time. And it says most of the time in marathon they're going 19 kph, just trotting along. When this horse covers the ground just like that. And actually, you know, back when we used to do Section C, and we had to go 5 kilometers for 18, 19 kph, we all trotted the cones courses fine, because they were trained to trot fast. Now we don't do that. The trot's too doggone fast in the cones. So I've had several times with no faults this year. I always said the fattest trotting thing in the world because he's too busy screwing around. You're wide enough for this space. That one's not bad. Those two nice big horses working together.
He has to look in the mirror every time he goes by.
Every time he goes by the mirror, he goes, isn't that cute? He is very cute. And he's right to be looking at himself and saying it's pretty. I don't think he needs to belong to anybody else.
Yeah, even Lisa Singer said she was glad he was keeping him.
And I said to Wilson, shall I take him? He said, no, I don't want to take away Paul's horse. You have another one in mind anyway. I got my eye on a Dutch horse, but I can't have another one yet because they got too many. He's going to sit where he is for the winter. Somebody's riding him, and I'll see what he looks like in the spring. We're only allowed 2 horses apiece, and I have 2. And I have 2 that are still competing, so.
So he's starting to get good on marathon.
Oh, he'll get better on marathon.
Yeah.
The other thing I've been doing that's hugely improved my marathon is cantering. You know, I have the six cones set up 8 meters apart. I've been cantering down them 2 cones at a time. So I have canter, counter, canter, canter. And by not letting him slow down, he now comes into a hazard at canter and doesn't care what lead he's on and runs through the hazard. So it's made a huge difference in his ability to go faster in hazards, and a huge difference in his ability mentally that he can do it. I started working the canter last winter in Florida because I have endless 40-meter rings available, and now I'm down to schooling the 20-meter ring at home. But he can scamper down that line of cones. That's made him totally different attitude toward obstacles.
Yeah, I wish we could go down.
Just go and get it.
Go
He's
to
always
Florida.
been kind of like, ew.
I wish we could go to Florida for 2 months and have you.
Oh, yeah, you'd have a new horse.
You drive.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, I heard that horse is very good. Yeah, the 2 months in Florida is just so wonderful because even if it's raining, you don't give a damn because the footing's so good. You just go right on training. And there's company to train with, and they have endless rings. One's on a hill, one's on hard-packed sand, all-weather surface, bunch of grass rings, all that countryside to train in. I get all my work for the season started right there. Aren't you a good boy? He's looking longingly at the door.
Can I go out there, Mom? I'm done.
You have to cool your big, gorgeous body, mister. There you go, Big Red. Look how long that neck is. He's long like this white horse is long. Good.
This is doing record, or pictures and
My video passed. I think Kathy's videoing it.
oh, are you?
Yeah. Thank God for Kathy. Everybody gets to see.
Yeah, I don't get the
Except she missed her own rodeo the other day.
I know, because he did it just far enough over.
He was right up there at H.
Yeah, and that was just, I mean, I don't get that far.
And he was like, wow, who are you?
Sally would be better because she's moving like
The only problem is like,
Boy.
what,
He doesn't lose his balance when he turns fast anymore.
this. Too, so, you know what I mean?
And isn't he a lot steadier in your hand? He's just there. Boy. And he's learned to turn off the outside hind, which makes it really easy to center your turn. Hi, big guy.
oh, thank you.
But I can't get hands. Just,
I think you got him broke.
I really wanted to see that.
He's very nicely broke. Says, I was trained, I was ready.
What day was that I was dragging him out to your side arena this week?
You asked if you were ever going to get him broke? Yeah. I said that to Indy. I said, how can every day be a new day with you as many times as you run into mean old me?
We've had power people working on the power lines.
Oh, yeah. We had people in buckets, power
Yeah.
guys in the buckets on the power lines the other day.
Too.
And they were behind a tree so you could just see flickers of them. It's a long way down, Dina, be careful.
No, they took a couple poles down, Paul had them put them in the 4 acre
Yeah.
by the house for fence post corners.
I teach a big group on Tuesday evenings, and he's been very good about building ground poles the way I want to. And finally, one day last year, I said, what I really want is telephone poles. Well, by God, I got there this April, and there were 6 telephone poles lined up, perfect distance. And I want to tell you, when they do telephone pole ground poles, they get really, really good,
I bet.
because they're high, they're round, and they don't roll. And they do them by braille about once, and then the program changes. And I had the last night with them, last Tuesday night, and even the klutzes were boinging through their dancing. I had some telephone pole ones when I was in college. I told my boyfriend I needed better ground poles, so he scabbed me some telephone poles from somewhere. Oh, they make great ground poles.
Well, Paul didn't like that, he didn't think it belonged
They didn't belong in his field? Well, they are lurking.
yes.
Yeah, nobody can complain about this horse's steadiness in the bit. He gets in the bridle and he stays there. He doesn't look like he runs through you anymore.
That's been his biggest criticism on
Well, yeah, so we'd give you a pill.
us.
We need to give you the pill, not him.
Yeah, that's been his biggest,
One show in the last 10 years that I've been to where I didn't take me to sing his life.
Which is what?
Have 2 drinks before you go to
Right. I taught New England College for their hunt seat equitation team for the Intercollegiate Horse Association. And it was a college supported team. And in the budget, every year was the beer and wine to relax them for their lessons. Then I had to make sure I shut them off so we could get home safely
that's right.
for their classes, and it made a huge difference. A couple of drinks, and they were ready for battle.
Well, I think it threw him off that his test was early in the morning.
Yeah, my favorite time is not first thing in the morning. My test at Bromont was at 6:30 in the evening. Everybody said, isn't that awful? I said, no, that's when I usually drive anyway. My horse was like, yeah, practice time. Lower, down. Isn't it funny how they go deaf?
The criticism on his test has been a slight resistance to bit.
Was what?
Slight resistance to bit in the last, both tests this year.
Slight resistance to bit?
Yeah.
What part of it? What part of the test?
You know, Lisa's was all the way through, pretty much.
Really? Because I don't see him resisting the bit
No,
anymore.
he's not now, but when he gets in.
When he's nervous, he does the same thing my horse does. He comes against the bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why my beloved Jordan, my 29-year-old dressage genius, he said, try this Segunda bit. It's like, oh my God, he didn't want to go against me. There you go. Yeah, the down is down and round. Yeah, good boy.
I know, he's not resisting.
No, he's been delightful all day, and even in the mayhem this morning, and when the one horse surprised Kay's horse and it kind of scooted off, he looked at that and said, ah, look at that, ain't that funny? All the way down, Bubby. He's not even looking at anything. I don't know what he's got his head up about.
Does not have an ear to me.
No, he doesn't have an ear to you. His ears are up and his eyes are very bright, but I can't tell you what he's thinking about. Oh, the nice white buddy? That's a nice white buddy. It was fun when you came in and moved around. She said to me, wow, what breed's that? I said, it's a Morgan. Does it look like an Anglo warm blood? And she said, yes.
Yeah, Lisa didn't know what it was.
And she's the queen of Morgans. Well, he's what I think a Morgan should be able to be. He's got bone, he's got foot, he's got body, and then he's just beautiful on top of that. Boy. And he's got so much rhythm. Oh, here's Randy. What are you traveling with now? Oh,
Careful, the lid's just loose.
oh, can I share?
Yep.
Anybody want something evil? Oh, and it's still warm. I'm sure you don't want any. That's yummy. You can have a whole piece.
You're doing nice, Bob.
Somebody driving?
Randy just distracted us.
Boy.
You know what?
Wow. He almost got that one with his foot. He made such a big body change, he almost caught it with his left front foot. You want something good to eat that Randy just brought? Yeah, I see. But you can't drink and drive, but you can eat and drive.
Actually, there used to be some people in Nebraska. Party. He had a beer holder in his cart. They had a 6-pack with him, and they're chugging it down on Marathon. I don't know. I guess I haven't seen it in the rule books.
I haven't seen anything like that on the rule book, so.
Is there anything in the rule books that you can't drink and drive in
Not that I know of.
Because there used to be this guy
There
who
was not being cooked. Isn't that delicious? That's why I said someplace at home.
yeah. Good, Randy. Thank you.
You're welcome. If I don't share them, then I eat them all, so.
Paul only drinks before dressage.
That sounds like a good thing.
Oh, I can help with that.
Yep. In all ways.
Soupy, yucky weather.
Not this one. There are only 7 pairs, and I got 2 of them so far. Seven pairs. It won't take that long. The yellow ones are so clattery. here a bit. Or which ones it is.
Take care.
I think there is a nest in here. Not charming. Those things are deadly. A man's an evil temper. Not you, Kenny.
Thunder again.
That's for Paul. Just for you. I'm gonna sit in the middle here. I thought they said it wasn't gonna rain anymore. Is it? Will be. That was just a warm up. Hi, Miss Molly. What are you missing, kid?
I don't know when my mom put a helmet.
Put what?
I said I don't know when my mom put a helmet.
I don't either. I can't tell you.
Listen, Mom.
A little more yield into the corner. Good boy. Position before you turn. That's called get the right hind under. You're right, it is winding up. That was better. Always has got to get the inside hind under for the turn. Like he didn't really do it that time. Got a nice bendy turn, but he didn't position quite well enough in the middle here. Good boy. Nice. I probably am not. But I could move a little closer and really worry him. He's right, I do like horse meat. My 12-year-old's finally outgrown that. What? Boy. He does think I'm ugly. He's pretty funny. I don't think you want to do a dressage test out there. Not right now. It's bloody ugly out there. Gotta love this building. What? There was a slight bobble when he segued from the circle to the half circle. Didn't quite go fluid. I don't know what he was thinking. I could maybe lower his neck a little bit. He came off the wall a little bit early at B. Got to be flat for a moment at E and B. B. There you go. That's it. That was slightly short. I don't know what's in that corner. Yeah, you needed a walk. Well, you were being distracted. What's he seeing in the corner? Good boy. Maybe a nosebleed. Kristen said the rain was over.
Glad we're not up.
Hey, we wouldn't be, you and I be sitting in the car.
That's right.
I don't want him out there to get hit by lightning. We got a little more push. The neck went down quite nicely. They didn't see a lot of push. With the quality of his gaits, they should be able to get good marks on that times too. I think I see maybe what Lisa's talking about. I would like to see him just a little bit rounder. Rounder and down. It is tight in here, but then he gets into a little spot like that, and he should be able to just power through it, because it's no smaller than a hazard turn. But he kind of goes, uh-oh.
No, there's Paul going.
Huh?
Sometimes Paul goes out.
I'm wondering.
He's always telling me that
Yep.
he can't do it. I know he can do it.
There, he got nice and round in that corner. The neck is so beautiful and long and open, but he needs to bring the front in. It's tight in here for him. It's tight in here for those long shafts, too. But because he has to make tight turns and hazards and not lose any time. No, he's not. You're right. But he's also got to not back off. And both times he's gone slightly left when he stopped. Boy. 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 So I think for the places where you have to chase him into the corners, into the, like in the Serpentine, you need to practice, since we're in this spot, driving every moment so he doesn't back off. Because the thing that happens with him is he's so rhythmic, he's so regular, that if he goes, you see it. No. You're not sending the message to go through. Because he's a tiny bit, like when I look at the picture, I rather like the position, but then I watch his head and his neck and his jaw, and I don't really see him giving as much as I'd like him to give. He's in a nice consistent frame. The neck is round because God made it round, but it's not quite finished up with the softer under neck and the vertical profile. And I think he can. I think he just hasn't. He probably does, because this one he's not even vaguely afraid of, but he doesn't a whole lot respect it. No, it doesn't bother him. But he doesn't just kind of roll up a little bit away from him and go, oh yeah.
The thing is, it does pull his nose in a little bit
Brings his
more.
nose and gives him more motion at the pole. It has like a Kimberwick ring on it. Yeah. I know the bit. Yeah, let's work on the Serpentine. See if we can get 3 really equal loops. Get him. My other thing is he's bending, yes, but he's not making a total body thing out of it. And I think that's where, did you watch Jada's voice this morning? I think we're really bothering about bending deep. And I think that's where the neck is not quite finishing up. For rounders. Well, he can certainly come more shoulder 4, because the shafts aren't touching him on it. He's like, he's against the right shaft, but he's got a mile to get to the left shaft of his shoulder. So I don't think it's bothering him that way. I think he just isn't quite cut loose over the back and through the jaw. And If he can get that, then he can get the steady forward through those tight turns. And that same steady forward through the turn is what you need for hazards. You know, he's naturally got a round-looking neck. That's the Morgan blessing. But he hasn't totally given you a jaw statement. Yep, get those really nice, and then go down to 3. I think he maybe feels a little claustrophobic. I think you feel a little claustrophobic. Hello, buddy. But you kind of have to just pretend that it's perfectly good shape and that he can compress into it. Like when you used to have to drive in a 40 by 90 space at UHA, I mean at UNH. Like, how am I going to get around in there? But I found it. One year I spent a whole winter in 60 by 60. They sure came out able to turn. Good boy. Good. There he got rounder. Bend, 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 bend. So, very good to bend in the shoulder. I wanted his button belly to go out more. More out, more out, more out. There! Look where the neck went. See the difference? See the difference in his profile?
Unfortunately,
You
it's
can't watch?
Yeah.
Push his button belly way out, there. And he cut. What, you forget to move his butt? Yeah, because he just did it. So move his button belly out through the turn. There. See it? See it? Good. Move his button belly out. Button belly out, 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 out. There. Now you got him. See the difference? Yeah. And I don't know if you could feel it, but he went chewy, 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 chewy on the bit. That's the motion you're after. There is a little broom handle. Push his button belly out more. He's got to really get out with the button belly to make him shorten and come right there. You got him. Good. Good. I know you're sort of taking his temperature with it. I can get you a different one if you want.
What's he want?
A longer whip. How far away is the trailer?
I can get it. I got the golf cart.
Sally says she can get it. Because there he's strung out again. It's nicely forward, but he's just not doing the lift and put the jaw where it belongs. And it's all about moving the backside over and out and over and out. And then he comes up through his withers and down into the bit like a grown-up dressage horse. And you notice he's not minding the turns at all.
Oh, poor Jedi. I got soaked.
Jedi got wet?
Jedi got very wet.
Oh, dear me. Think he's gonna die?
You might.
Yeah, so my thought is he has to work a little harder. Bring up the button belly, bring the back over, and then the face is good. Yeah. That's good. That's good. Feel him come out into you a little bit, then he was good. That's it. There's where you want him. Don't give me a dirty look. He says, she's still there. Sally's going to get you a longer whip. She said she wants you to be happy. We're cutting out excuses. We're removing your options for excuse. Nina, there's some really good apple things there if you want one that Randy made. He says, I'm working on it, boss. I think the rain may have backed off. I can't tell. Yeah. Feel the neck change when you did that? Every time he does over and really does it, the neck changes. Like he loves to just get a little broom handle like. And he gets his happy, sleepy eyes and he says, nobody noticed what I did.
Is this what you want?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's not really, is it?
It is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The way you said that, I couldn't.
No, he said he wanted his show whip.
That's what he got.
It's even a pretty color with his horse. Walk? Why should I do that? Thank you, Sally. I told him we weren't being nice, we were just getting rid of options for him to complain about. Hey, he kind of round as you started, I liked it. Move the butt, yeah, 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 yeah. See the head go? His head went totally where it belonged, vertical. Very good. Very good. Very good. Yeah. He's not shortening his neck, he's just coming around.
Is he counterbending?
Huh?
He counterbending?
There he's round. Good. Good. The other thing you can do is the 3 shallow loop serpentine up the middle from preliminary 4. That's a great bend change exercise. And a great get the butt in to put the face down exercise. Yeah. This is good because it's a good counter bend practice. And he's having to engage his hops. Good. And you don't have any question where his neck is there.
Over.
Huh? I gotta go over? There, good. You're right, that whip helps. Because despite being a bit of a bully, he's actually a tiny bit lazy. Good boy. See, that's a much more active trot. It worries him when you run him at the wall like that. I like it. I like that you're doing it. All of a sudden he shortened his front steps and went, hey man, I'm gonna hit the wall. He's not. Good. Good. Yeah, you're good. So one of the goals is to feel like he's looking at the ground. Like he's brought his neck over and he's staring at the ground. So that will have him in the position we want. That's a Bill Lauer image. Get the feeling like there, he's looking at the ground. Good.
That's a good image.
And it's that much fancier. Yeah. Look at the ground. There. Oh yeah. Because it makes him engage. And it makes him work. And he's like, ha, work? I don't think so. Counterbend is wonderfully useful. I do weaving cones on one side and counterbend down the other side. And then I get sick of that, I do weaving cones on one side and lengthen on the other side. Or I canter around the weaving cones, trot down through them and canter around. Probably you're cold. Maybe you're a little bit cold. Ah, good excuse, Denny. Yeah, if you can get your shoulders to go east and west, to rotate, he's more likely to come soft. But a lot of it is just making sure that he truly yields you the butt. The guy I go to visit home for my continuing education, I go and watch him teach. His favorite line is bend, turn, and yield. You got to yield the butt. This is much straighter. Not quite on the center, but much straighter. And it didn't fall left. Good boy. Keep going until you're done. There, good. The longer you went, the softer the head got. Good. It's a big, long neck to roll up in a ball without shortening it. My Florida chiropractor has us back in and out the lane to our barn. We're supposed to go backwards, in and out. It does help get engagement. Good. Did not flop left. Stepped left slightly when he started. Oh, he's got to stretch.
I think, we're gonna do that training thing next weekend too. I'll probably switch it a bit. I was
be worth it just to see what it does.
I like the way he carries himself a lot better in that other bit.
I would think it would give him just a little lifty thing. The snaffle by
does.
nature lifts the head, but it doesn't make flexion.
Well,
Him maybe because he trusts it, it's brought his head down.
yeah, and.
Because he does trust it.
I had to put the reins up in the carriage
Yeah,
because he was going too low.
yeah. Well, they're working nicely up in the turret, and I like where he is. He's not too low. He just needs to be more round, which means harder work, which means he says, huh?
I think he also bends a lot better with that other bit,
That could be.
because it's got more,
Well, the other bit's got this kind of mobility, doesn't it?
it does. I
Yeah.
think it's a little bit too, I wish I could find that bit.
Sometimes
Sandy
it's-
used to
it's too
sell
low.
it, it was that round bit on
Yeah.
that side. I wish I could find that for him. We've got a 5-inch, but he takes the 5.5.
That's very nice. Very nice, yeah. Yeah. That's okay, good. He went down round instead of down with his nose out that time. Maybe not. Well, also you'd been worried in the box. Yeah. Supposed to lift the back, not the head, Buckwheat. Keep wanting to call him Bucky, but Bucky's somebody else.
I don't know, I just in the last couple of weeks started doing that exercise where once he is warmed up good, then I asked him to give me a length of walk and then go into the trot.
Yeah.
So I don't have to. Sometimes
Well, that way you get the good power into the walk instead of some other scramble into the walk. He- Yeah, then he's like, no, I can't do that. But he's got to be thinking down there to actually get a good length in. So we want him thinking about looking at the ground. There's a good boy. He's a long horse. Good. That makes him use the right parts. He actually got softer and rounder in the neck as you started. Of course, it's hard to look at the ground when you need to stare at everything else. That's Indy's problem. He says, I can't be looking down there because
Something
I'm
might
going to
be
miss
going
everything
on
else.
there.
Yeah. And then he does look down and he goes, oh my God, the ground's scary. No, he's on stretch. But he's not necessarily connected right now. He's on stretch. And it lets him a little bit get away. There you go. Ideally, he would come down and make the connection by himself. That's what we want. But he's a little No. We didn't like that. Your head came up. He was obedient, but he thought to himself, ooh, I gotta stop.
Yeah, and I don't know if I'm losing my contact because,
I think he jumped up out of your contact.
well, the breathing is taking and I'm not keeping the contact.
Could be. Because it looked like he jumped out of your hand and came up and got away from you. So
Make sure-
as you're asking him to come to walk, also ask him with your hands to put his head down.
And I was,
Oh, you were? Well, that's interesting.
but I did pretty much walk.
Yeah, he popped up away from you. Yeah. So, yes, because you got it at the end. So try to do it sooner with the put your head down.
And I opened my chest up.
Yeah, you went like that. Yeah, it works. When you close your chest, you're terribly strong.
I'm having a lot of trouble with my, I'm blaming the weather and,
Whatever, the whole backside sore.
I told her it was Trump.
huh?
I told her my problem was Trump.
Yeah.
That's a perfectly good problem. That'll make you more intense. Make you want to kill somebody. Come back.
I wish his wife would take him.
Today. Good boy. He makes a very nice roundness when he does that. Now, good boy. And he went down and forward for that. You need to work on that downward transition, and if you have to be a little strong with him, so be it. He's got to stay down there. Because he's still trying to stop with his front feet instead of engaging the back feet and sitting. And as long as he can get up, we'll do a couple more of those. I don't know what time it is, but oh, no, we're fine. As long as he can get up, then he can just put his front heels in. That's what he's trying to do, instead of this and sit.
Okay.
So let's go back to trot a bit.
Very happy with Kate. Very good boy.
Each piece is sort of a symptom of the same problem, that as round as he looks, he's not really yielded. Yeah, no, his back along we couldn't help. Take more weight of rein, more hold. See if he'll come down more. There. When he goes there, it should be a little lighter. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. So now take more weight of rein, ask him to put his head down, and then ask for a walk. So more weight of rein, now walk, walk, walk. Hold, hold, hold. Better. Trot, trot. Bring his nose down. There. That made the back come up. Now you got to get that motion coming out of. Ooh, 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 ooh. Good. No, I'm talking to you. There you go. Now bring the nose down and walk. I don't care how you do it, but bring the nose down. Yeah, good. Surprised him, but you caught him. Now keep him there and trot. It was also very good. It was also a little more prompt walk than he expected, but it didn't go bad. It was good.
Pretty good half hole and the other.
Yeah, right. I don't care how you did it. There's no right or wrong. There's the result that appears correct. Now, good. You can tell I can tell how he's stopping because he's skidding in front. So if he skids in front, he's trying to stop with his front heels. So trot, trot. Now, yeah, better. There. And I want to see that neck move and roll down. So you want to bring the neck and the nose down, and then make walk, and make it relatively prompt. So he's got to shift his weight to the back. Ah, you couldn't see what I just saw, but he took 2 long steps with the hind legs. That was a totally different exercise. He went kaboom, kaboom with his hind legs. And that was much better up, too. Yeah, better. So he's got
See his withers come up.
exactly. And he took a long step with each hind leg and walked instead of leaning onto his front feet and skidding. Huh?
Do you need water?
I'm good, thanks. I got the juice Kathy brought me.
Okay.
Had tea for lunch, had soup. I'm in good shape. So that was very good. Remind him to swing the hind legs up and sit on them and not go onto his front heels. Yeah, so the hell with him. Turn, turn, go, turn, go. Very good. See him dig in? And he came out of your hand, didn't he? He softened. He was going to brace and back off, and you said, don't you dare. Good. Oh, yeah, better. Better, better.
His front end is,
Yeah. Well, hopefully it's because the back end dropped.
yeah.
Because normally the front end drops. And he tries to stop, and then he skids. Isn't that skiddy? This was very good in the corner here. He said, don't you quit in the corner. And he sat down and he pushed.
And I could reach him.
Yeah.
But then again, it's
He
really
really
not
sat
that
down
hard
and
to build.
pushed. Instead of going, I can't do that.
I don't know that I can, if I take off 10 inches, because those shafts are half the front of his shoulder now, aren't they?
Not quite.
Not quite, but.
They're at the front strap of his collar.
Come in, Higgins.
He is a long ways away. But notice how he's standing with his hind legs underneath him right now. That's the part he doesn't do. He's got a long, flat hip. He doesn't want to do that. But when you're getting the better transitions, that's what he's doing. He's ducking and stepping and ducking and stepping instead of dropping in his heels and the front end drops. And that's making the difference in the quality of the transition. It's also making the difference in the quality of the gait. And he's getting beyond being just a preliminary horse.
Good.
You know, he's learned to carry his neck stretch, and that's really lovely. Now he needs to make the next step around it, like that. Even when he started, the front end started first. So he needs to think about his hind legs. He's very obedient.
So
He made a front leg step before he made a hind leg step. You should have had a little more connection, make the front end wait, and maybe touched him and make the back end step up. Because if you want him to lift with his back, he needs to start with a hind leg.
Don't let go of my string.
He's a little bit trying to stay as a training horse in the open frame, and he needs to start to come around in the more up frame. So when he starts, he needs to start with a hind leg. Again, tuck his butt and go. Boop. So just keep the front end. I know you're cute. Now set him up. Better. They went together that time, but the front end still trying to get out quicker. He tries to reach with the front leg instead of pushing with the hind leg.
Oh, that's fine.
That's probably because he has a flat croup, but a lot of warm bloods have flat croup.
I'll wait until Paul's done and I'll throw hay down.
you're good, Beta.
Okay, well, I don't mind, because of
What are you trying to do, Jada?
what?
What are you trying to do?
Oh, I'm gonna throw hay down, but I'm gonna wait until Paul's done so he can get through.
Oh, you want Paul able to get through?
Well, we can let him out the other
We
way.
can always run him out the back door.
Okay.
So throw hay, don't get in the wheels of progress. We can send him out the back door, and it might distract him.
It is back on the Paul.
So that's what I see, is the back end needs to get activated. The strength is there, the joints are good, but he just thinks training level a little bit on the front end. And so he doesn't stop with the back end or start with the back end. But he's not naughty, so it's sort of hard to get after him about it. But that's what I'm seeing.
I know if we had some mills to work on.
It would make all the difference in the world. Yep. Does my work for me. And sand helps. It's Florida. I get a little frustrated because I don't have the hills, but I can sure make the sand do things.